Welcome to the overworld. Wes here, and today we're going to look at how to use slime blocks and lava to process mobs down to a one-hit kill. This is for collecting XP and drops. I think this is a heck of a lot more fun than just beating on them through a small hole or something. So I came up with this way of kind of like blasting the mobs out through some lava and knocking them down to a one-hit kill. This one happens to be set up right below a zombie spawner, but you could do it in any kind of a mob collector. I've tried this thing out with skeletons and creepers and other 2 high block mobs. You could actually use it for 1 high block mobs, but in this case I'm filtering out the 1 high block mobs just because I like being able to stand over right next to them when they're flaming right there and collect XP. What we got here is the mobs are collected behind those 2 furnaces right there, and they stand on that slime block right there. Okay, so they're standing right behind that, and then that white block and the other white block above it are just containing them when they drop down. You can see them dropping down right there. And there's another slime block over there that we're going to use to shoot them out. Now we're going to go take a look at how this thing works. The first thing we're going to look at is the area that we contain them in. They're standing on top of a slime block, and I've got the immovable blocks around them there, those furnaces, and I've got this kind of cut out right now. This is my original design, but I had a significant problem with this. I might show you a little video on that. There's a little bit of a problem with the way they glitch out. They can escape from this design right here. I'm going to put a little glass block in here so you can see them a little bit better, but so 2 blocks high. Right above their heads is where the lava is going to come in. So that's where they're contained. Later on I'll show you how I fixed the problem with them glitching out. Let's go down and take a look at the redstone now. So the signal's coming in there on the left. Okay, and then down here is really guts of it. This is the piston, driving the piston right here at this, that's on the slime block that they're standing on. And then this white block right here is blocking the signal coming in from the button. You need that so that the slime blocks above don't grab the white blocks. This is the settings. Okay, this is a tower right here going up to a double piston extender up there. You get a little more detail in that, but what I want you to see for these settings is how you tune this. See, that's on a 1-tick delay, that's on a full delay. You have to do this to figure out how long you want to stay in the lava so you can get them down to the 1-hit kill and then eject them out quickly. This is the signal coming from the lever that controls all the entry gates and everything. Here it's coming around, and I'm just converting it here with this block and this redstone torch because it depends on how high your tower is, but this is allowed me to get the signal to pull the piston back at the top and allow the mobs to drop in. You've got to get the mobs to drop in so that when they're standing down there, they're about 8 or 10 blocks away from the spawner if you're going to use a spawner. Here this piston's pulled back, allowing them to come in and process down. This just happens to be where my spawner is. So I'm quite a distance away from the spawner where the mobs are standing there getting ready to be processed. Let's go back. I'm just going to take a quick look at this the water system over here. There's multiple videos on how to build water ladders and everything. Just want to show you what I happen to do. I used water to filter out the 1 high block mobs. I've used carpets and other systems to do it in the past. So this is where the mobs come in. And then the 2 high block mobs will swim up here and across. Well, there goes one right now. You can see that. You just have to put a water block above the end of your water path, and then the 1 high block mobs will fall through the air that's underneath it. As a matter of fact, I'm just going to cut out to a video now and show a little 1 high block mob coming in, and see he hits the air pocket and drops down. That's a little zombie guy, and I just happen to throw him into lava here. You don't have to do this. You could send him around the front. It's going to be a little difficult in how you set the piston up to eject them out, but you know, I got rid of them because it made it a little bit easier for me to process them. Like I said earlier, I like to stand down there next to them when they're flaming out. Let's go over to the area that contains the lava and the piston that's used to shoot them out of the lava into that room where they're processed down to the 1-hit kill. The first thing we're going to see is a double piston extender here. The design for this thing I got from Mumbo Jumbo. He is really awesome. He's a great at redstone, great explanations. So the signal must be transmitted into that block right there on the corner. Now, I happen to do it with this tower. You could send the signal in, any other way, but you just got to put power into that, okay? And then the double piston extender will function. I think Mumbo Jumbo calls this his 1, 2, 3 design. I'll do a little bit more on this in creative maybe so you can see this. how it functions. Notice that we've got these furnaces next to where the slime block is going to run. They have to be immovable blocks. See, we've got the mobs collected right down there. See that white block there and the other white block? I use those just to contain them when they're dropping down, but I got to pull them back out of the way so they don't get stuck to that slime block when it comes in. Well, this is good. You can see the mobs dropping down right here. They're hitting the slime block in the bottom and bouncing around a little bit. That's why you've really got to put those white blocks in there to keep them from bouncing out. I had a little trouble with that in my survival world. See the two furnaces over there? That's so that this slime block can slide over and pull back and not not retract with anything attached to it. You got to use an immovable block like a furnace or obsidian or a pumpkin or something like that. Okay, this piston right here is used to control the lava flow. Notice the lava flow is cut off right now. This signal is driven into that one block right there. There's a piston above it and a piston directly below it. So just one signal activates both pistons simultaneously. So that's how I shoot those two white blocks across and keep the mobs from popping out, those two blocks right there.
So we take the signal off of the tower that goes up to the entry gate. Right now the entry gate is pulled back, and this is the tower over here on the left that has the power going up to it. So you take the signal off of one of the lit blocks, and that's what powers these pistons over here, so you're ready for them to drop in. Now we're back in the collection room here. These are half slabs. Half slabs are great. I put them on top of hoppers so the drops will pass through the half slabs into the hoppers. That hopper chain is connected to this dropper right here, and this comparator and the repeater and everything just fire the dropper when there's items that come into it, and that shoots them down. I put lava down underneath here. That chest that I was just pointing to over there, I use a trapped chest, because when you put things into the chest, if you happen to grab the wrong thing out of your inventory, you don't want it to like shoot down into the lava down there. And if you use a trap chest, it won't drop it out until the chest is closed. I use that for all my trash systems. This is back where we were dropping that one high block mob down earlier. Just wanted to show you that. But now let's go around the front here and just take a look at the system in operation again. We'll show you the number of mobs we collected while I was making this video. So we fire this up. This allows the lava to come across the top of their heads. And we wait till it's lit before we press the button. Okay, and then the mobs will come shooting out. We're going to get about 2/3 of the number that we would get if we did a full AFK session. It takes about 8 or maybe 9 minutes to reach the max mob count in the world when you've got a spawner like this in this kind of collection system. Now I want to show you a little problem I had with the way I was containing the mobs back there when they're standing on top of that slime block. When I do a full AFK session, by that I mean letting the Xbox shut off by itself. When I was doing that, I had a little issue, and basically this is what happens here. I'd come back in, I'd find a mob here like this, and actually I would also find some other mobs behind the wall over here. This is kind of interesting. This happened to me a few times before I understood what was going on. See, all these guys have glitched out. They're outside of the blocks, and what happens is when they're standing on top of the slime block, they can just come. When the system turns back on again, it places them outside of the whole area. Now I tested this with all my other grinders and everything. It's only when they're standing on top of a slime block that they do this. So I went in there and I encased the whole area with furnaces where the slime block was going to run, and then with cobblestone and other blocks, and it made it so that they didn't come out like this, but then I lost some of the mobs that would actually suffocate when I turned the system back on again. So basically these guys will spawn outside of the collection area anytime you turn the system off when the mob count is maxed out, if it goes off automatically or if you shut it off manually. But there's no issue if you're working around the area and you just come down and harvest them. I'm gonna make this a base, and I've been building a lot of stuff around it recently. There's one of these guys, and so I don't have a problem with this. I harvest them before I shut the game off, or I go up to my nether farm if I want to just walk away and let the mob count max out. Any of you that have seen my nether farm video know that that's my principal extended AFK location. So you can use it like this, or you can encase it, and I'll show you how I did that.
So now we're going to go over into Creative and take a look at kind of an overview of this whole build. So here's the slime block right there, piston underneath it, sticky piston underneath it. Here's the button, sends the signal into the pistons. So when you fire this, it obviously sends a signal down to that stream of redstone below it, and then over to activate both pistons. See how the one piston goes up, and then an instant later the double piston fires and sends it across. So there's a signal going in. In this case, I just have, that's kind of an inverter there. So when that shuts off, that torch lights, fires that sticky piston. Same thing over here. When this shuts off, it sends a signal up that tower and into the double sticky piston extender here. Make sure you get these settings right. Okay, it's 2 on this one, and then full delay on the one in the center. Okay. Once again, I got that from Mumbo Jumbo. So there's the piston that cuts off the lava flow. Right now the lava flow is coming in. These two would be pulled back so that the mobs could be ejected. So here's the lever. Okay, let's throw this across. You'll see that it cuts the signal off from the button, so you can't send this double sticky piston across and grab those two white blocks above it. See how nothing happens when you push that button? Okay, the signal stays the same. It's kind of like a prevention system there. So this signal's going over into the tower. Okay, that goes up to the very top. Okay, it also goes, I pull the signal off like I showed you before. I pull it off where it's lit. Okay, and then bring it across. So now that it's lit, that piston's fired. It's cut off the lava flow. These two pistons are fired, so the white blocks are crossed, so when the mobs drop down, they won't fall out. They can't bounce out or anything like that. I'm going to take this block out of here right now and take a look at where the lava, see that sign right there? You need the sign to prevent the lava from flowing down on top of the mobs. You want it to just stretch across. Put that back. Okay, so you can see the lava is cut off there. You can see where all the furnaces are and everything. So here's the water flow. Water flow is 8 blocks. So I just knocked that out of the way. So that's where the mobs would drop down in. I'm gonna throw maybe we'll throw a creeper in here so you can see how it functions. So he'll travel over, fall down the hole on top of the slime block. You see him bouncing around on top of the slime block. It's on top of the sticky piston. Let me grab a sword here because I don't want a flaming creeper running around and burning up my little prototype area here. Okay, so we set everything so that we're ready to fire it. The lava is going to come across his head. See on top of the sign. So no damage to him until we shoot him up into the lava. Good look at how it sets up. So that everything's pulled back, ready to fire. Hit the button, and we shoot him out. So take care of this guy before he causes too much damage. Okay.
That's basically a overview of the whole build. You can take screenshots of this, or you can pause the video wherever you want so you can see what you need to do if you're doing this build. That's a water source block right there, and then I'm just taking advantage of the fact that water flow is 8 blocks. You can put a sign underneath it anywhere to stop it someplace different than shorter than the 8 blocks. Now let's go down, and I'm using furnaces here to show you where I closed everything off. You only need to put the furnaces next to where the slime block is or where it's going to run. You don't need to put them in the corners like that one there or this one here. You could just use solid blocks. And then also, when you're placing furnaces, you need to sneak or crouch or something. Obviously, otherwise the furnace will open up. So that's why I'm able to do what I'm doing right here. Okay, that's basically it. I wouldn't mind a little feedback on these explanations. Rather than doing block-by-block tutorials, I'm trying to explain how things work so people can get a better handle and maybe learn a little bit about how all the redstone works. If you want block-by-block tutorials, that would be really easy for me to do. So let me know what you're thinking. Hopefully this makes it easy for you to copy and build one of these in your world. Now let's head back to survival here and take a look at
the way I encased it with cobblestone and everything in the back. You can see I was doing a little decorating here. I was doing some other work around my world. But so I put the furnaces in where the slime block runs, and then I put cobblestone all around it. I really loaded this up, so I'm not getting any more mobs glitching out. Occasionally I get one in the collection hallway out there, but other than that, this thing's working fine. And this is becoming my favorite grinder. I'm definitely spending a lot more time around here. I'm starting to set up a little automatic farming system right up next to the spawner, and I'm decorating it out. I'm thinking of putting an elevator in here and stuff. Yeah, I just like using this grinder a lot. It's been just a blast. There's the spawners inside there. It's just a standard 9x9 room. So I hope you enjoyed this video, and there's enough information for you to figure out how to build something like this in your world. It's been a real blast for me. This is a fantastic grinder. This is Wes, and I'm out.